Hey YouTubers, it's Shellbell VSG here, and I'm coming to you with my 4-week update. Me and my crazy dog, so I'm sure he's going to interrupt us a lot here. Um, I wasn't sure if I should make a 4-week update because my 1-month surge anniversary is on the 19th, but I figured I would go ahead and do that because I wanted to. And today was the day I got to advance out of purees into soft foods. Yay! So, all right, let's go to the numbers. So, I was sleeved on May 19th in Richmond, California by Dr. Aaron Baggs, and my highest weight was February 27th, 2014. It was 267.7. My surgery weight on May 19th was 236.7. My weight last week was 220.9, and my weight this morning was 216.7. So that is a 4.2 pound loss this week. That is a 20-pound loss since surgery, and it's a 51-pound loss since I started the pre-op nutrition plan in February. So 20 pounds since surgery, yay! I went out, I did my grocery shopping to move on to soft foods, and I bought myself some flowers at Trader Joe's. So that was my little happy gift to myself. So I was really excited about all that. And so this week was pretty good. It was just more pureed, and I was getting pretty tired of purees. I actually thought that I did not advance until the 23rd. For some reason, I had written that down. And then I found my appointment card for the appointment with the nutritionist, and it said it had today's date. And so I was super excited about that. As far as the week went, it was just a lot. I did a lot of pureeing of eggs and canned chicken. I ate a lot of cottage cheese. Someone suggested that I puree the canned chicken with avocado, and that was like a whole new world of possibility. I started pureeing all kinds of things with the avocado, the chicken, the egg and avocado, and a tiny bit of mayonnaise, some salt and pepper is actually delicious. Because for me, our purees really had to be like run through a food processor puree. So I made it through. It's a tough phase to get through, really, because you're like, oh my god, I just really wanted to bite into something. But it's not that long in the grand scheme of things, and they have you do it for a reason. And you just, if you figure it's 1 or 2 weeks out of your life and then your whole life, you have the rest of it ahead of you, it's not that big of a deal. You're not even going to remember when it's all said and done. So yeah, it's rough, but just, power through. You can get through it. So I made it through there, and had my appointment with the nutritionist this morning, and she progressed me to soft food. And I was kind of confused about what soft food meant, because on my sheet, which I actually don't even have handy, it said things like deli meat and cheeses. You could progress to like ground turkey, things like that. And then a little bit later, it talked about toasted bread and whole wheat crackers, and I was like, well, those are not exactly soft. So I asked her about that, and she said it's anything that is soft once it breaks down in your mouth after you've done your 30 chews, because we're supposed to chew everything 30 times. So that made a little bit more sense. Basically, she said eggs are at the very low end, soft end of the spectrum, and something like steak, which is very tough and fibrous, is at the other end of the spectrum. So that made a lot of sense. And then she just, went over how have I been doing on my fluids, how have I been doing with my meds, my vitamins, stuff like that. How have I been doing with my exercise? Asked me all those questions. Asked what I had been eating. I kind of got in trouble for the beans. I sort of knew that I wasn't supposed to be eating refried beans or fat-free beans and stuff, but I had been eating them. A lot of people eat them on purees. I really love, love, love Mexican food, and I just wanted the beans with some salsa and a little bit of cheese, and I ate them. And it's not like they're bad for your stomach or anything like that. It's just that they would rather me eat like an egg for protein or puree some chicken or something like that, which I knew. Um, okay. But other than that, I was doing everything right. They're really excited because I'm getting on my waters, I'm getting on my vitamins, I'm doing on my walking, all that is really good. So that's all been really positive. I really haven't had too many problems. My bariatric advantage vitamins started to make me sick. I think I talked about that though in my last video. So I went and I got the Centrum chewables. And then she told me today that I don't have to do the chewables, which I wish I had known because I would have just powered through with the bariatrics and then got plain ones. The Centrum chewables don't make me feel ill, but they're giant and they just don't taste good. I mean, none of the chewables really taste good, but it's like 3 seconds of chewing and then you're done, so whatever. But yeah, when the other ones started making me they actually made me throw up, I was not going to take those anymore. So that happened, and then yeah, it was just back to work, and I'm feeling a lot of energy. It was interesting to handle Father's Day yesterday. That's also my dad. It was my dad's birthday, and so the whole family got together, and it was the first occasion where we were all having like a sit down meal, and I hadn't progressed yet, so I was still on purees. So I brought with me, my little half cup of turkey chili that was pureed, and a little tiny bit of avocado and a tablespoon of Greek yogurt to serve as sour cream, and had it on my little appetizer plate and had my little fork, and everybody else is there and they're eating their ribs and their macaroni salad and their potato salad and all this other stuff. And my little 15-year-old niece, who knows because my brother had the surgery and they had asked their parents the last time they saw me because I didn't have any cake, and they had noticed that I had lost some weight. I had asked them, and so their parents had told them that I had the surgery too, and she looks over and she's like, "Oh, you have to eat that right now. I remember that," and it was just really funny, and so we were laughing about it, but so that's interesting, and it's funny because when my brother went through it, we were all very conscious of what we said about it and how we talked about it, and everything, because he has two young daughters who at the time were preteens, and you have to be careful because you don't want to you just have to be careful to what you say to kids. They're impressionable, and in young girls there's so many issues already out there with body image and things like that. So we were all very careful about what we said when my brother was going through his surgery, and how we addressed the topic about him being overweight and why he was having the surgery and everything. And so of course we're doing the same again now, because one is in high school and the other one's coming up right behind her, and so you have to that's one thing, is you really have to be mindful too about the things that you say, and that's something I've noticed in looking at forums and things in groups online. I have been surprised to see how some people seem to forget where everybody came from. And I can see how that might happen. But when you come from a place where you yourself have probably been subject to some kind of ridicule, or been made either intentionally or unintentionally, or even in your mind somehow to feel bad about yourself in some way based on, say, your body image or something like that, it's hard for me to imagine how you could come to a place and go out and act that way toward other people. And I've just been surprised to see that happening in some places across the internet. And it sort of makes me sad for people that they could so easily forget where they came from. Who knows, maybe in a year I'll look back and I'll have forgot where I came from. I don't know, but I really don't think so. I just think that we all need to remember that we all started somewhere, and we all had questions, and we all weren't sure of things, and and we all made bad choices sometimes, and you know, like, and also not even that, but not even the, for the people who aren't on this journey and maybe are making choices that you no longer approve of in their own lives or whatever, you were that person at one point too. And so, I just think that people need to maybe not. I just think it's sad if people start to become very holier than thou. It's kind of like people who quit smoking and then suddenly become like the worst anti-smoker people on the entire planet. And I mean, I smoked for a really, really long time, you guys, and I have quit and whatever. It's like, yes, it's true that sometimes secondhand smoke bothers me, but I'm not going to go run around like I'm better than all the smokers because you know what? I was a smoker. I know what it's like. I know how hard it is to quit. And I'm sorry that they smoke and that they're still making that choice for themselves, but I'm not going to look down on them and treat them like dirt because I was there once. So maybe, just take a minute before you say stuff. I know it's online and you can be anonymous and whatever, but there's always people on the other end of that screen. So anyway, that was a total tangent I was not expecting to go off on. My 1 month anniversary is Thursday, and I was thinking maybe I would take a look at the photos that I took, my before photos, and then take some, 1 month photos in the same clothes, and maybe post those into a video if I could figure out how. And then I never did do my measurements, and I really want to do those, so I might take those Thursday. I mean, I don't have anything to compare them to. Yeah, and then maybe talk a little bit about how the soft foods are going or something. I have NSVs that I've been writing down, so maybe I'll do that. Okay, anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day, and I'm sorry I got all deep and philosophical there for a minute, but, I just think that people could be kind to each other, can't we all just get along? All right, you guys, I will talk to you soon. Have a good night. Bye.